Well, the centerpiece of the Thanksgiving table may be the turkey, but everyone has favorite side dishes. And today, Sarah and I are going to show you how to take the classic green bean casserole and make it even better, better than ever, by combining fresh green beans, homemade mushroom sauce, and a very delicious savory fried shallots. The recipe comes from the November issue of Everyday Food. And I love this one. I just tasted it. It really is tasty, Sarah. You're good with beans. You are. Yeah. And it stretches the meal to have something fresh and beautiful like this and introduce new ingredients like shallots and mushrooms.
Exactly. And this, you just start off by thinly slicing these shallots, 6 shallots.
Oh, should we, by the way, be cooking the beans yet?
We can do that, but we can just start off by tossing those shallots in flour.
So these are thinly sliced.
Right.
How many
really
shallots?
thin.
About 6?
It's 6 shallots. Get them as thinly sliced as you can, so use a nice sharp knife. And then toss them in the flour, and then you can just shake out the excess flour.
So easy, right?
Yeah, with a nice sieve. That's a pretty coarse sieve, so it works really well.
Yeah.
We have some oil heating here. It's 3 cups of oil, but obviously you're not going to use it all. You're just frying these shallots to get them nice and crisp. And
That's good. Did you put salt and pepper too in the flour?
You can season it with salt and pepper before, and then when they're done, after about 5 minutes, you season them again.
And
so
then what do you do? And save the flour if you want to use it for thickening your gravy too.
You can do that. Yeah. That's a good idea.
So don't throw that flour away, by the way. It already has a nice little taste of shallot in it.
Exactly. And we are going to use...
I'm always thinking of a way to save money.
She is. She really, really is.
I am thrifty.
You can learn a lot from that. We are going to use some flour to thicken the mushroom sauce too, so we can use that flour.
Yeah. Okay.
These take about...
if you haven't dropped it all over the place.
Well, you know.
Okay.
The onions fry for about 5 minutes, just until they're nice and crisp, and adjust your oil as you need to so they don't burn. And then here, in our boiling water, we place 2 pounds of green beans. Those are trimmed and halved.
Cut in half, right. And
with
lots
some
of
salt. Yeah, salty like the sea, right? Exactly.
Like almost a tablespoon, not quite a tablespoon for this many beans.
All of that is not going to be absorbed, so don't be worried. I think that that's one of the things people worry about.
But I like cooking beans like this in a lot of water because you can really watch them. They turn a brighter green. Watch, they're already turning a brighter green. But you want them al dente, but not hard.
Exactly, because it's going to cook a little bit more later. But you want to start off the cooking process because if you put them directly in the oven, they would dry out and they wouldn't cook. So about 6 minutes you cook these, and then you shock them to stop the cooking process in ice water.
See how bright green they are, and crunchy but not tough. Very important for cooking all vegetables. And this can be done, actually, you can do this real early in the morning.
Exactly, or even the day ahead if you would like.
And put this, just keep it in the sieve like this. Don't let them stay wet. And then you can just reheat them the next day, and they stay beautiful and green.
Right, so the shallots can be done ahead and stored. The green beans can be done ahead and stored. And
you know what I find about the shallots? You can store them on a piece of paper towel in your turned off oven. And they stay very dry.
Yeah, that's
and crispy.
They don't get soggy. That is a problem that people have sometimes when they're storing fried things overnight. So that's a really good tip.
They're just starting to color.
Once your green beans are cold and shocked, then just dry them off because you just don't want a lot of extra water in your sauce. The final touch for this dish is going to be a mushroom sauce, which is replacing a canned mushroom soup that you might find in other green bean casserole recipes. Start off by melting 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and to that add a pound of button mushrooms that are cut up.
And they smell so good. The longer you cook button mushrooms, the better they are. They start to taste like wild mushrooms, don't you think?
They really do. As long as you cook them a little bit slowly once they've gotten some brownness, and allow the moisture to really cook out, the flavor just gets more and more intense.
I'm just watching these shallots.
But these have gotten nice and golden brown. The liquids come out, they've evaporated a little. And at that point, you want to add salt and pepper to taste. and a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. This is you're making a roux basically to
Okay.
thicken your sauce.
And those are looking so good.
We could be using that seasoned flour, but I have flour over here.
Oh.
So you can use your seasoned flour.
Definitely.
Stir that into the fat that's already in your pan and coat your mushrooms. And then we're going to add a can of stock. That's chicken stock, low sodium.
Or homemade.
Or homemade, absolutely. If you have homemade.
Yeah, and if you're vegetarian, make a vegetable stock.
Yeah.
Get it in the freezer this week. Make something really good. Use the ends of mushrooms, carrots, celery tops.
A little bit of dried mushroom would be
Dried
really
mushroom, oh yeah. And now I'm just letting Sarah scrape up the flour roux.
good. You do want to do this slowly so you don't get lumps.
Right.
So you add your liquid slowly, especially in the beginning before all the flour has come off the bottom of the pan, and sort of stir a little vigorously, and it will all incorporate really nicely
yeah.
and smoothly.
So that's
You
your
can use a whisk too.
mushroom gravy.
Right, and then a cup of whole milk also.
Oh
goes
look,
in
we're
here.
getting brown. Now you can do this with onions too if you don't have shallots.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can do like
You
little...
can do it with leeks also.
Oh, leeks. Oh,
Yeah.
French fry. Oh, I love leeks. Like that. Oh my gosh. And these are also great toppings if you're going to, we're going to serve this with our pork roast.
You could serve it
Or
with the
with our
pork roast.
turkey.
We have another stuffing to serve with our pork roast, but
Okay.
you can.
No, the string beans.
Oh, of course, yes. I don't
Yeah.
know what I was thinking.
No, I think
totally.
with the pork roast.
Yes.
But you can just make fried shallots like that and serve them on turkey sandwiches the next day.
Yeah, you can.
Wouldn't that be good?
That would be good, and there's plenty of oil here, so you can make extra, more than you need for the top of
Don't forget
your
to pick up the November
green
copy
beans.
of both Martha Stewart Living magazine, which has great turkey recipe, and the turkey on the cover, and Everyday Food, which has numerous recipes for easy cooking for the busy family.
As well
all
as a
during-
terrific turkey recipe.
Yeah, also very simple too. Oh, these are pretty.
So you just want to cook your sauce for about
great that
7
looks.
minutes so it thickens, and we have one here. And to that, I'm just going to dump these green beans right into this bowl.
Okay.
And then the mushroom sauce goes right on top of that, and you stir that all together. And then you bake it in a dish, a gratin dish or any kind of...
So you put it in the oven?
Yeah.
You have to?
Well, you don't have to, but it allows the green beans to reheat, and the sauce isn't quite hot enough to do that, but you only do it for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
You can set this all up ahead of time, and then just throw it into the oven and let it heat through just till it's nice and bubbly. You want it nice and bubbly and peeling.
Now I need something
And
elder
warm.
to get my shallots out.
Oh.
Here.
So you coat everything really nicely with the sauce, and then you transfer it to a baking dish. And at 425 degrees, you bake it until it's bubbly around the edges and heated through, and that takes about 15 minutes.
Ooh, and I got some really great shallots.
Good, because once it comes out of the oven, that's when you sprinkle your shallots over the top. Since they're already cooked and crispy, you don't need to put them into the oven with the rest of the with the green beans, but once it comes out, you just...
So I just want you to know there is no reason to buy those little
Those canned
cans
shallots?
of,
No, this is
of
really,
fried
really...
things. No reason. It's so easy. And did you use olive oil or?
That's not olive oil.
Oh.
That's a neutral flavored oil, like
Okay.
safflower oil or something.
Yeah, don't
but
touch
you
those.
could.
Those are hot.
So just sprinkle your beautiful shallots right over the top, and you have a really delicious
So
side
good.
dish. You can...
So good. Now this is the kind of casserole that is really tasty and really appreciated by your guests at Thanksgiving, and they will love it. So we have to go see how the crown roasted pork is
Yeah,
doing.
I'm going to go back in the
Okay,
kitchen.
great. 40 minutes.